Hi, thanks for checking out our channel here. This is going to be kind of a finish up repair video on this particular unit. This is a Intellishock 506. I worked on this one about 2 weeks ago, roughly, and got it going minus one issue with it that we had. And when I talked to the customer about this, we were going to say, well, we need to hardwire the transformer, bypass all these extra knobs and stuff, or we can get you a brand new output board, if possible, and put it in there for you and get you going. So he said, well, if you can get me a new board installed, I'd really like to have it working like it's supposed to, like it should, and I'd like to have those extra knobs there that it uses. I said, well, let me make a phone call and find out. So we called up Premier, and they still had some parts for this still, and we actually ordered a couple of the output boards for this unit. And that's what it needs. Now, the board is supposed to stay put right there, this board, but the piece that holds it on this side is broken and missing. So we're going to have to, and also we had to put another capacitor in here, right here, wired it up with these two because these were off by a little bit. In order to change these capacitors, you got to take this whole assembly. This bottom there's a black plastic piece on that all this stuff sets on and bolts to. And take all that stuff, take it all out. These capacitors are bolted to the, there's not on the back side, and they're bolted down to the frame of this unit here. And it's a real pain in the neck to do it. So I think, well, what's the easier option? Well, these are off a little bit, but not terribly off. Like, well, I'll take another capacitor, solder it in parallel with them, just to take up the slack that these are down by, and that's what we did there. So that helped that one out. But this board here, I left it the way it was because it was I wanted to make sure I knew where all the wires went, and one of the wires on here is burnt off and broken. But here's the new board. Got all the little light bulbs on there. It's not all burnt up like the other one is. But we've got to figure out the wiring and make sure that we get the wiring right. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to unplug one wire at a time. And we're going to plug it on the new one. And if any of these little spade connectors, these are little bitty spade connectors, like the normal ones are like 1/4 inch, these are like 1/16 inch, I don't know, they're real small. Because the charger itself puts out good power at the transformer itself, but there's nothing coming out of it because this output board out here, which is your lightning protection board, as well as the well, it puts power to the different terminals on the fence and stuff, on the knobs. Squeeze that one down. I squeezed it just a little too hard. How that was about. I didn't even see the other one. Unless she got spooked by something. Squeeze this down. The dumb thing that won't even go on right now. I'm about to solder it on. So instead of fighting it, we'll solder it on there. Let me get. So if you got one of these old Premier 1 fence chargers, I'd like to take a look at it. I'd be happy to look at it for you. This was not made by Premier, this is sold by them. This is actually a German-made unit. It's a 220 volt unit. Internally, it's this big transformer right here. This transformer where 110 comes in has 220 volts coming off of it. So that was their way of being able to sell a 110 volt unit here in the States. They Well, all we do is 220 volt over there. So they put that transformer in there to convert their 110 volt power to 220 volt, so they could still run the unit and everything. All right. Okay, so this one right here, it's this one right there. Okay, that one's a little loose, so you tighten up just a little bit. Come on. Alright, this tab just broke, so now I'm going to do it the hard way. And this is completely missing. So what we'll do is, I think let's use another wire. That way we got plenty to work with. Pull the wire off of here. Clean this off real quick where it's burnt at. I know that one board I gave you, the one of the red capacitors was blown on. You see that one? Okay. 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 So now we need a wire to go from there up to here. It's also burnt up and broken. On there. Okay, let's go ahead and plug it in here. These units don't fire off right away. You got to give them about 10 seconds to kind of get going. All right, we got some arcing going on. Let's it's not bad arcing, but it's arcing nonetheless. There's a bunch of this like burnt soot, and it's mount around the areas that arc. Oh, okay.
Oh, he died.
Oh, really? He was in hospice, wasn't he? No more arcing. Good. only thing I didn't like was this spade. It's kind of loose on there. Lid back on. Oh, wait a minute. We got to get this board to stay put. That stuff harden up. Has some quick setting epoxy. It's like a gel type, not that real liquidy type. I'll plug it in. I may have to adjust these lights to flash. This one I gotta adjust. this one. Think of full power and low power. And let's see here. I'll spark this thing up real. All right, well that's it for this one. We'll finish this one up, finish writing it up for the customer, and then we'll get this one up the door for them. If you guys have got fence starter that need to be worked on, hit us up. Our links to our websites are down below in the description area, fencerfixer.com. And fencer and fixer is both spelled with an F as in Frank.